I'm just going to set things up a bit, so make sure everything's fine. I think it should be, but I need to get onto the, just to see whether it's working. That's what I'm trying to do here. I can't hear anything, so hang on a minute. Hopefully people can hear it. Right, what's going on here? Is there anything going on here? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out, because this should be saying stuff. This should be doing stuff here. I don't know why it isn't. I don't know if this music from the game is actually causing problems, but I can't hear anything on the watch page. Right, hang on a minute, I have to turn my sound up a little bit. Right. Oh, I can kind of hear myself now. Just that this sound is a bit messed up. So I'm going to have to turn the sound down, just so that everyone can hear me, and I can hear myself here. Yeah, I'm going to turn the sound completely down here, because otherwise it's not going to work, is it? Right, there we go. Let's get started then. Right, so the screen, I can only see part of the screen because, well, I need to see the chat. To be honest though, I think it would be a lot easier if I placed the screen on the, like, the chat on the opposite side. That might actually be a lot easier, because considering the fact that the menu is there, yeah, that would be a lot easier for me. So yeah. But even when I put it at full screen, it don't even show... Oh, hang on a minute. I need to actually just mute this. But yeah, even when I put it at full screen, it doesn't actually show the full title. It just says Zenith. I don't know whether that's the game's problem or my problem, but yeah, let's start a new game on this. Let's see what this game's all about. I'm playing this completely blind. I got this in a bundle, and I thought, why not? I'll play it blind live, because the game seems interesting. It seems to be like satire of some kind, but I want to see how good it is. And for many reasons as well, because, well, let's put it this way, that I have my reasons for wanting to play this. Like in all games, elves are evil. So yeah, turns out elves suck in this game as well. Like, I've never been a fan of elves in any game. Like in every single game I've played that's fantasy related, I've always hated elves. Mainly because usually when elves are in like fantasy games, they usually tend to be like up their own arsehole for some reason. I don't know why, but they always are. It's kind of like a trope where like elves are always cunts. Yeah, I'm also trying to read the dialogue. Yeah, this is basically... This is just nonsense right here. That's what this is. That's how Warcraft 3 should have ended. Just kill the elves with giant singing spiders. That would have been perfect. So, what do we actually do here? Right bumper, activate glowing objects. So that's to use potions. Right, so I can press A to hit things. Oh wow. So there's a combo here. And that's to dodge apparently. And I got an item, I think. Right, here we have equipment. This is a very complicated equipment system. Maybe it's because I can't see what's going on to, like, the left. Well, no, the right hand side of the screen. I don't know, but... Sarcasm, 999. Wonderful. But yeah, like... You can see why I wanted to play this game. But I want to see if it's actually funny. Or if it's... not. That's kind of the whole idea at this point. That's what I want to do. I want to see if it's actually as funny as it makes out to be. But yeah, I don't know how to use the equipment menu at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's because I can't see the full screen, I don't know, but... And this isn't because of the... This isn't because I've got it, like, to the right, where you can't see it to the right, because I've got the chat there, but also to the left there is basically the window just stops and you can't see anything for some reason, so that's a bit of a problem. I mean, I can't, like, it just says LTH instead of health, and NA instead of mana, and then TER-A. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it just says 10 next to it. So I have no idea how to equip stuff in this game. Like, I have no idea whatsoever. I'm guessing that I can use the mouse, but it seems pretty complicated, because, oh, finally, mouse pointer. Right, so... I don't know what that is. Right, so that's a magic, I guess. And heal potion. So how do I equip the boots? This equipment menu makes absolutely no sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense at all. Well, I guess I'll grab a potion, I suppose. Yeah, this game apparently has some issues. That's another reason why I'm playing it as well, to see what those issues are. Potionists. I think they're called alchemists, or... like... I don't know what else you could call them. Right, so that was basically to tell us that you can get potions and shit. Yeah, the combat seems to be very basic. You've got a basic combo so far. Can't seem to do anything with X and Y, but I can do something with B, that dodges. So that accesses the inventory and equip new items. I have no idea how to do that though, that's the problem. So, yeah, I have no idea what to do with that. It'd be handy if I knew how to do it, but I don't. So, yeah. I can't turn the camera either, so it's a fixed camera. I do think at the same time that I am kind of my own worst enemy here. So this guy's trying to use magic on me, is he? I wonder if there's health regeneration in this game, I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. I can't use potions because I have to equip them, and I have no idea what to do with this equipment screen whatsoever. The only thing I can do is move this to the right so I can see a bit more. And even then, it's not enough. So basically, oh, there we go, if I equip boots. Yeah, I think I've screwed myself here. But even still, the window for this is absolutely dreadful. Like, it's not even a complete window. So I can't actually see half the freaking screen, even when I put the screen over the chat. Which is pretty terrible. But yeah, I've healed apparently. Right, so this is to save progress, I guess. Right, so it's saved apparently. I really don't know what that is. Is it a sword or something? I have to move the screen back to where it was just so I can actually equip this thing. Right, so do I equip this to the... no. So I only have the ability to use that then. Great. Right, so I'm going to move my screen back to where it was so I can see the chat. And let's get going again. This is going to become a thing, isn't it? Like, I mean, constantly having to move the screen in order to equip stuff. Ooh, nice. He's got a sword now. Yeah, for some reason I can't use Y yet. I can't equip anything for it either. Yeah, he's going to use that attack. But yeah, that is a lot more powerful than what I had before. So he's going to hit me. Oh, he has a combo as well. No lock on by the looks of it. Well, I got him. So yeah, while everybody else is watching E3, I'm going to be playing this. Actually, I don't know when E3 starts, to be honest, but I know there's going to be an E3 thing today. That's all I know, really. I don't keep up to date with E3 at all, so I'm afraid I really don't know much about it. Like, I know EA have their conference, how do I not know? Everybody started talking about it, so... It's difficult to avoid news in the gaming industry, it really is. Like, when it comes to avoiding news, it's very hard, but when it comes to finding news, it's just ridiculously easy. So, why do I have a mana potion equipped? I don't know what that did. Oh, it's apparently giving me some equipment. Right, so now I've healed. Let's see if we can find more enemies. What's going on here? Angry yelling and havoc cocktails usually mean that Argus is around. I love how they're just casually chatting while the elves are just stood up there, willing, like, ready to shoot them. Yeah, I kind of saw this bit coming. We're in the middle of something here. I think we all know what that reference is supposed to be about. Like the shoot your kneecaps off reference. But yeah, like, they just sit and talk instead of actually fighting. Homogeny elves detected. And he runs like he's constipated. In the background. Of course, the bad guys have to have an airship of some kind. What Criterion? Like, you mean the development team Criterion? Are they like the bad guys' lackeys now? I mean, they've always been EA's lackeys, so it wouldn't surprise me. I love how everyone hates elves in this game. Like, maybe I'll take a smuggler's bit for helping you out. Yeah, Garithos would be proud of this game. He really would. Right, so I guess we're just gonna travel around aimlessly. Because I don't know where I'm supposed to go now, so... Oh, I need to go south, apparently. Right. I can't go south, though. Because there's just a wall here, and that's it. Unless I have to go back to where I was going, then... yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm backtracking then. So... yeah, this must be down south. There's no... I can't see a minimap on this screen at the moment. Better save the game. You never know when I might die. Whoa, what the fuck? That freaking building. I can't walk in apparently. There's an invisible wall of doom blocking my way. Right, so that's not south. This is south. We're gonna keep heading south, I guess. as south as we can go. I honestly don't know what that does. Like, there's nothing that says what it does or anything like that. It's just like, it's just a gem, I guess. Right, so that's a B gem or something? I don't know. Oh. No, it's X gem, apparently. Right, so I can shoot fireballs now, which is pretty cool, I guess. Right, so now I just need to keep heading south, which seems to be taking quite a while. Don't know how far south I have to go, but I guess I'll just keep heading south then. Right. I can't really go any further south down there. I'm back where I started now. And the game told me to go south. I guess I can try going to that, where that tourist trap sign told me to go, I suppose, but yeah. It certainly doesn't help that I'm streaming this game, to be honest. That might actually be part of the problem, because I can't see half part of the screen, but then again my navigation skills are pretty shit anyways, so you can't completely blame the game for this one. But yeah, I need to just get to that point, I guess. But yeah, I have heard mixed things about this game, and some people have liked it, some people haven't, some people think it's absolute dog shit. But we'll just have to see then, won't we? That looks pretty bad. Never do I. Right. I think there is a... yeah. Oh, hang on. There we go. I think I figured out how equipping items works now. Child murder. So the question is, where do we go? That's the question. Right, I've headed south. Now what? It just brings me back to the start. Yeah, can't go anywhere there. Nope, that's not going to happen. Suppose I'll save the game again. Okay. So I have to head east then, I guess. Don't know what that is. But it's something apparently. Okay, looks like I have to use the mouse then. So I'm between using a controller and mouse and keyboard at the same time. Right, here we go then, I guess. I'm getting started. Fortunately, spiders in this game have money on them, so that's pretty handy. They have their own economy, apparently. I mean, it won't be the first time the game did that, but still. Right, looks like I've picked up all the money. Oh, he actually says things when he attacks. I see. But yeah, like, since we're on the topic of E3 and what that's going on at the moment, I want to talk about why I'm not really excited for E3 at all, and the reasons for that. Oh wait a minute, hang on a minute, there's a cutscene. Candelf. Advanced problem solving sequencer. Right, so back on topic once I get out of the cutscenes. There's a loading screen here and it seems to be taking quite a while. I don't know why, but it is. Right. So basically, let's talk to this guy, I guess. Standby mode. Let me guess, the Empire's going to be evil. I'm betting it is. Well, I take it it's a bit like when Garethos ordered Kel'Thas to like start a fight or something. But he didn't send him any warriors, so he had to basically send only mages. But yeah, what I was saying before about E3, basically, like, the reason why I'm not excited for E3, well, there's many reasons, yeah. Just got OCD with the saves there. But the main reason why I'm not really excited for E3 is because, well, for starters, E3 is just full of hype and lies, pretty much, as basically what it is. I think, as I say, the bottom option of one of Game FAQ's polls kind of summed it up best, really. It's full of hype and, well, I won't really go so far as to say lies, but, like, everything's just over-glorified hype. To the point that it's not as good as the hype makes it out to be, and people think that it's going to be, like, the greatest thing ever, when it really isn't. It's like, every time there's a new release of a game, everyone's like, oh my god, this is going to be the best thing ever, we must play it, we must pay, like, full price for this game. And I understand if it's a game, like, a game that's part of a series that you really love, but if it's a game you've never heard of before, then it's kind of like, well, why get excited about it? Because it's just going to drop in price eventually anyways. Like, every game drops in price eventually, so yeah, I mean, maybe it's wrong of me because, as I say, the gaming industry, you gotta support developers and stuff. But, like, considering how the industry is today, like, unless it's an indie game or something, then you really don't want to pay full price for a game these days. And that guy's running on the spot for some reason. But yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, yeah, my companion's AI for paving is pretty bad. But that's the problem I have with E3. It's like everything's just glorified hype, and it's just like I'm not going to buy any of these games for full price anyways. If I'm interested in it, I'll just wait and buy it unless it's something that I'm really interested in, like a series I'm really interested in, like for example Star Ocean 5. I bought that brand new because I like the series, I'm a fan of the series and I want to support it. But here's the problem. Like, and this is where my second part comes in, and this is why I'm definitely not excited for E3. Most of my favorite games, most of the games that I consider my favorite games of all time, like, are in a series that is either dead or, well, it's either dead or the series has been butchered by the developers or publishers, pretty much. So it's kind of like, yes, there is a chance of seeing a game that I like at E3, like a game from a series that I like at E3, but the chances are basically like -1% at this point. Like, let's put it this way: there is a 100% chance that Valkyrie Profile 3 will not be shown at E3 2018. A 100% chance, and I know why it won't be shown, because Tri-Ace don't have enough staff to make it at this point, nor do they have the money, because no one's going to fund them. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get around here. My first guess would be a pickled cucumber. But yeah, like, that's the problem with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and detach myself from the story for a bit. But that's the problem, like, all my favourite game series are pretty much dead now, or might as well be dead, as I like to call undead. Like, that's basically the Warcraft series in a nutshell, for example. Like, the Warcraft series is undead now, that's why I like to consider it. Because Blizzard are essentially the Arthas of the gaming industry, in the sense that they used to be amazing. They used to be really, really, like, they used to be the good guys, but now they're the bad guys, and that's kind of how it goes. And now, because of it, the Warcraft series has suffered. And as such, I'm not excited for any new Warcraft games. I'm not excited for any new Diablo game. So if they happen, then yeah, I really couldn't care less. Criterion, like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke against the actual Criterion, or if it's just some random name that they came up with. But if it is a joke against Criterion, then I think people need to realise that Criterion are not the bad guys here, it's Electronic Arts that are the problem. Like, Criterion are just doing their job, they're just making the game, they have really no say in the whole, like... Oh, Criterion is a character. Oh, I see. I didn't notice. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, like, Criterion aren't really the bad guys in the situation. They've made some good games, like Burnout, for example. It's just that they work for EA. That's the problem. So basically, Emperor Soulspear is what would happen if Garithos became King of Lordaeron, or Emperor of, like, the Eastern Kingdoms. Like, immediately he just declares war on the elves, and yeah. So we've got direct orders from the Emperor himself. I guess he must have been bored sitting on his throne all day and decided to go on a field trip. So now we have to enter the ruins. I have no idea where the ruins are. So... I mean, there's an invisible wall here, I think. Yep, there's an invisible wall, so I can't go there. So I guess I'll cross this bridge. guess I'll go grab some potions then. Right, enough talk. Can you please sell me the potions? Right, so I'm gonna buy some potions then, I guess. Oh, hang on, did I sell... Oh, bugger. I just sold them without thinking that I was actually selling them. Great. So I've just lost money. Right, let's get going then. Right, let's go. So yeah, basically back on topic, like... The thing is that... Like... The only game that could possibly come out this E3 that I'd be... Like, in any way interesting is F-Zero, like a new F-Zero game. That's the only game that could interest me, but the chances of a new F-Zero coming out are very low. Like, if they were going to release a new F-Zero, they would have released it by now, because everybody's been complaining about it, and... Yeah, it's just like, that's the problem, like... You'd think that they'd have already released it by 2016, you know what I mean? And the fact that it didn't get released in 2016 is pretty sad, really. Classic bullshit. I don't know what homogeny is. Well, if anyone can tell me what homogeny means, then please tell me in the comments. Beware the vow gonorrhea, for it shall burn your urea. Let me guess, he's got the wrong book. Okay, why is the text like this? I just don't get it. So, what now? So we just have to wait for all this dialogue to come in. Well, what the hell happened there? Well, something opened the door. I mean, I've got to give credit to this Emperor, like, he's on a field trip and he's actually on the field helping his guys. Can't knock him for that. Hey, how's it going, Borsenberg? I'm not going to be watching E3 today. Like, I don't know what's going to be on today, but I'm not going to bother watching it. Because I really couldn't give a shit what's going to be on E3. So instead I'm going to play some of this and... Well, I don't know if anything's on E3 at the moment, but I'm playing this while it's on, so yeah, it's going to be pretty, like... Not many people's going to be around, but it's just something to do, to escape from E3. That's kind of the whole idea of this stream. But yeah, like, I was talking about how I'm not excited for E3 because, like, all the games that I like are either dead or, like, the series of all the games that I like are either dead or I just don't, like, they've been ruined by the developers and publishers, or like that's basically the gist of it, really. I mean, it's like the only game that could possibly happen that I'm interested in. Oh, no, I'm not hyped for Kingdom Hearts at all, no. I really couldn't give a shit. Like, all I care about is a new F-Zero, and the chances of that happening are very low. Right, a candle. But yeah, I'm just gonna press whatever button. This ain't working, is it? Yeah, I can't even see what this is. But yeah, it's like, I'm just tired of the whole thing, really. Right, what was that again? Knowledge, enlightenment. Enlightenment, power, power, freedom, freedom, justice. Right, so, knowledge. Where would enlightenment be? Right, hang on a minute. There may be one or two games I'm interested in over the course of the entire conference, but there's no way I'm sitting through hours of garbage to find out. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that the chances of E3 for me are very low. Like the chances of an F-Zero coming out for me, it's very low. That doesn't look like enlightenment to me. Like, what's this? Right, this should be enlightenment or something. It is hard for me. Right, I'll just talk to you. You give me all the answers. Are you drunk? Right, so I have to do this next, I guess. Nope, not that one. Right, there we go, I get it now. Now we go to the skull, I guess. Nope, I guess not. There we go. Now we go to the skull, I guess. Or not. So I'll try every single one until I can do it. That's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it's like, as I said, the only game that could come out at E3 that'd be anything like that I'd be excited for is a new F-Zero game. But we know that that's not gonna happen. It's like there are other games that like I do want to see come out, but they're not coming out. You know what I mean? For like many reasons. So it's kind of pointless to try and like it's pointless to anticipate them because they're just not coming out. Right, there we go. And that's the problem, you see. It's just like, I mean, Valkyrie Profile 3 won't be coming out this year, I can guarantee that. Because Tri-Ace are short-staffed, so they can't make a Valkyrie Profile 3, and they won't even get funded enough for it, so yeah. Right, so speak the words, clear the path to D. If you wish to claim the Scepter of Judgment, then there's some ancient ruins. I don't even know what D means. How do you even pronounce it? You talk. Okay. Right. So now we're here, I guess. Right, let's save the game first. So, there's a lot of examining shit at this point. Oh, fuck. So, I guess I'll shoot fireballs at him. Well, that went well. Good thing I have some potions, but I have to swap to the mouse so that I can actually use it. Right, let's use fireballs to kill him then, I guess. Right, we've got some money. Avoid that attack. And let's hit him with some fireballs. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a pain, isn't it? But yeah, it's just... There's so many games as well that I want to focus on, like, and try to play as it is. Like, for example, like, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, I want to play that game when that comes out. So, it's not like there's going to be nothing for me to do. There's still going to be plenty of games for me to play, and there's all kinds of games that were, like, released... Oh, hang on a minute. For some reason, it doesn't want to... Am I out of potions or something? Ah, there we go. But, like, it's not like there's no games for me to play, it's just that I just don't care about anything new at this point. I just can't wait for, like... I just can't wait for indies to just take over at this point, because nothing's going to happen when publishers are dominating, and that's the problem. Alright, like, I'm not a Kickstarter backer for it, by the way. That's another thing, like, I didn't back it on Kickstarter, mainly because I'm not a fan of, like, let's put it this way, Kickstarter's had a few issues. Not that I don't agree with the game, I just don't really, like, I've just had, let's put it this way, like, Kickstarter, look at what happened with Mighty Number 9, I mean, yeah, like, I mean, I have more confidence that Eager can do a better job, but it sums it up how Kickstarter is a bit of a, like, it's difficult to trust in Kickstarter, let's put it that way, but I can understand, like, I do think that it's gonna be good. Now that I've played Curse of the Moon, I can see a potentially good game from this, let's put it that way. But, like, as I say, I haven't supported it on Kickstarter, which I don't have a problem with, I'll still buy the game. So it's not a problem, it's just that, as I say, like, it's kind of like pre-ordering a game as well. Like, I need to have the time to play it as well, because there's so many games that I want to play as it is. So I better go into the menu and heal. If I can actually get the... There we go. there's so many games that I want to play that, like, there's games that I missed as well that I want to play, like older games and stuff that I missed out on. So it's not like I've got nothing to do. Like, there's just too many games out these days as it is, to the point that you just getting excited for new games, you don't even think about it because you're too busy, like, you're too busy playing other games to care. It's like, I've got this game to play, so why am I going to be, like, bothered about any new games when I'm already playing this game, you know what I mean? I mean, when you get cheap bundles, like, you don't really care about anything new because you've got, like, tons and tons of games to get through already. Like, the last thing you're gonna do is, like, go through all the bundles and stuff. Like, the last thing you're gonna do is play new games when you've already got another game, like, tons of games to play, you know what I mean? That's the thing, like, I want to get through different games, and it's a difficult thing to weigh up, because on one hand you want to play, like, certain games at certain points, but at the same time these games are so cheap that you might as well play them instead, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people, like, they look at new games and they're like, you can't play older games because they're old, and you can't, like, it's as if they've played every single game ever released, you know what I mean? That's the thing, it's like, I haven't played every single game ever released, and I acknowledge that I haven't, and as such, I'm not going to rush to playing the latest game, you know what I mean? I'm going to play the games that I want to play in the order that I want to play them, you know what I mean? How much do they pay you to stand around looking serious? Right, I guess we'll see if we can do something about this. It's like, as I say, there are games that I've been thinking of playing, like, for example, I still need to look into games, see if they're actually worth my time, see if they're actually games that I'll enjoy, but, like, for example, I've been looking into trying, like, maybe giving Castlevania Curse of Darkness a go, but I don't know. I want to see if it's my sort of thing first. Like, it might not be my sort of game, because apparently it's got a lot of puzzles in it. So I want to see whether the puzzles are are terrible, or whether I can cope with them. But that's the game that I'm interested in. But, like I say, it depends. As I say, there's tons of games that I haven't played yet. There's just tons of them. And really what I want to do is play more games that I missed out on. Because I know that like, modern games for the most part aren't really going anywhere. And honestly, I think gaming was better years ago than it is now. So it's kind of like, I'd rather go back and play PS2 games than play a new game, because I know that I'm getting more out of it. And it's worth my time, because every time I've gone back to play a PS2 game that I didn't play growing up with the PS2, like, I've always had a good experience. Like, and this is like a first time experience after I've played, or like, because I started playing a lot of PS2 games after 7th gen. So basically, when I was playing on these PS2 games, like, we were already in 7th gen. Like, there were tons of new games coming out, but I decided, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna play PS2 games. And almost every time I went back to play a PS2 game, or a remaster of a PS2 game, I had a good time playing it. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Whereas with brand new games, it's kind of like whatever. It's either low budget and, like, it has potential, but it's low budget and means that it's inferior to, like, the older games which had decent budget put into it, or it's high budget and it's shit. And that's what you get these days. There's no middle ground. There's no, like, middle shelf games anymore. Like, there's very few. I suppose you could argue that the Technomancer was a middle shelf game, and that's what I've been playing through as well. I think I'm near the end. I assume I'm near the end, but yeah, that's a middle shelf game, I guess. A lot of the middle shelf games these days are European games, because for some reason not many people care about European RPGs and European games in general. I mean, just look at Painkiller. Who talks about Painkiller except me? Very few people. It's always Quake and Doom because they're American. It's like it's either American games or Japanese games. That's all you ever get these days. Like, you don't get in betweens. You know what I mean? Right. A nice place to arrive in angst and guilt, or to pass out drunk, depends on the day. Right. There was a treasure chest there, but I can't get it for some reason. Oh well. But yeah, that's what I want to play. I want to see if I can play that, but I want to research into it first before I do, because I might not play it, you know what I mean? But it's one game that's on my consideration list. There's many games on my consideration list, but yeah, like, at the moment I'm playing this. Poisoning through petrification, yeah. Oh god. Life or death matter. This game starts off pretty slow, doesn't it? Right, I need to... There's a lot of busy work that I have to do in this game by the looks of it. Right. I guess I'm going to have to move the screen to the right a little bit so I can actually see a bit more. Ah, there we are. Mix everything. Screw it. To hell with it. Right, I guess we've done it. Yeah, because the screen is... I had to move it to the left because I'm playing it on PC. And I only have one monitor, so yeah. Like 200 radiance, didn't you just get gold? And it says gold, so if it's radiance, call it radiance. Like, I've completely lost the plot at this point. Like, what's actually going on here? That's what I want to know. Like, why have we just woken up and brewing potions? What's going on? Hang on, I just need to read the chat a bit here. Just go to bed while the customer waits for his potion. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Was that the same person? Like, what party was that? Like, what's been going on here? I'm completely lost. Like, what's been going on in the plot? What's this guy have to say? Not much, apparently. At least we're allowed to kill those. like I said, Garethos would absolutely love this game. He would totally approve of this game. Like, right from the get-go, you're actually killing elves, which is absolutely brilliant. More games need to do that. But yeah, like, that's the thing, as I say, like, there are a few games that, as I say, would be nice to see, but the problem is, and here's the thing, it's like, I know that there's games on the Switch that I would play. I know that there's games on the Switch that I would play, like, for example, I would play Kirby Star Allies, for example. But it's not enough to get me to buy a Switch, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to buy a Switch just for one game, unless it's F-Zero. So, my policy is, I'm not buying any Nintendo consoles or anything Nintendo until F-Zero is released. That's the way I look at it. So, basically, it's just not enough for me to get it. I mean, apparently there's been rumours that a Star Fox racing game is going to come out, and I'm like, how is that even going to work? Like, why even have a Star Fox racing game? Like, it kind of already exists if you think about it, because James McCloud, like, Fox's dad, is in F-Zero, so technically you could argue that F-Zero is the Star Fox racing game series, because it kind of is, like, if you think about it. I mean, yeah, he's human in F-Zero, but still, it's the same sort of thing. I can't go through there, because coffins are in the way, so, yeah. And that's the thing, like, I wanna play something that's a little different to what we get these days. Like, I wanna play something that isn't an open world game, or something that is something, and I don't completely want to return to how games used to be, although to some degree it would be nice, but I want something new as well, and it's just very difficult to get anything new these days, at least things that I want to see. It's just like, for example, I don't think it was last E3, I think it was E3 2016, maybe, but basically the Horizon reveal at E3, it's just like, I thought that would be cool, I'm not gonna lie, but when it was released, it turned out to be just another open world game, and that was just like basically third person Far Cry. It's like, that's nothing new. It wasn't like they made it out to be. They made it out to be like a full-on RPG, but it really wasn't. Hence the reason why I made that theory crafting video on RPGs, because everything's an RPG now, so yeah, I'm kind of sick of it. Like, it's kind of, RPG has become less of a genre and more of a selling point for games, because people love, like, RPGs. I'm guessing that he's supposed to be a, like, reference to Cloud. Yeah, he is. Let's not kid ourselves. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's like Mountain Blade. That game was incredible. Like, because it was something completely different. No, it was actually supposed to be Cloud, believe it or not. Like, couldn't you not tell? It's like he's got that massive sword. Like, but yeah, like, it's like Mountain Blade was probably the last game to just blow me away. Like, I mean, I've enjoyed games this generation. It's like, for example, I enjoyed Odin Sphere Laythosir, which technically that is a remake of a 6th gen game, so that doesn't count. And I enjoyed Star Ocean 5, and... oh, hang on, that is Tidus. That's Tidus. That's supposed to be a reference to Ares, I guess. I see what you meant. So yeah, Tidus and Ares are just chilling there, I guess. Yeah, this game and its references, there's going to be plenty of them. But that's the thing, it's like, we need another game like Mountain Blade, but obviously different. But yeah, you can see why I'm playing this game, can't you, Borson? Because it's gonna take the piss out of games, apparently. The cool thing is, as well, it has orcs in it as well. Also, it seems. So it's kind of taking the piss out of both Western and Japanese RPGs at the same time. Oh god. Why do they call him a potionist? Call him an alchemist. I don't know what's going to happen, but it sounds pretty bad, so we're going to leave, I guess. But yeah, like, the thing that made Mountain Blade so good was because it added a new, it was a strategy game that wasn't slow paced and wasn't in real time, so it was like the best combination. Titus, look at his hair. He looks like freaking Selfie if Selfie had a sex change. That would certainly explain your fashion sense. Iris. Actually, you're the only one who's been drinking that stuff, Titus. We've all been a bit worried about you since Luna left you. It kills me to see you like that. I love how the Cloud guy's not saying anything. He's just moping as usual. Yeah, pretty much. This game's holding nothing back, is it? I never thought I'd see Final Fantasy characters and orcs. Like, I guess technically there were orcs as enemies in Final Fantasy, but as NPCs, it's weird to see them in the same game. Like, that's another thing that I've always wondered, why don't, like, JRPGs have more Tolkien in them? Like, I just don't get it. It's just like, yes, sometimes you have orcs, but they're usually just enemies. Like, why can't you have, like, an orc character, like, you can play as in a JRPG? Like, when you can do it, like, so many times in, like, Western RPGs where you can play as orcs, why can't you play as orcs in JRPGs, or at least have, like, an orc character? That'd be pretty cool. Oh, no. Oh, no, we know what's coming. Yeah. Claude? Now it's having to go at Star Ocean now. What the? Right, so do I have to move the screen a little bit again? I guess I do, so I can actually... Yeah, there we go. Right, so... Now I've moved the screen back to where it was. There we go. Good thing this pile of broken glass cushioned my fall. What is that voice? Right, let's have a look around, I guess. But I can't move. Oh, there we go. Well, we've got some extra money, I guess. So I have to move barrels now, apparently. Ah, here we are. Camera's moved. That's what I was about to say. Oh, shit. I've not got anything equipped. Oh, I have to manually equip this, apparently. And what happened to that flame sword that I had? Right, I guess... Nope, still not equipped it. Why is it not equipped it? There we go. Ice fist, there we go. So now I can smash everything. Just for that scene. But yeah, I have no idea what I was getting into with this game. I just saw it's satire, it takes the piss out of RPGs, and I thought, well, it came in a bundle. There were other games I wanted in that bundle, but like after what I like seen there, then I have a bit of hope for this game. Oh shit, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Because I just got absolutely ravaged over. Oh shit, I have no potions. I better save the game just in case. And yeah, this is going well. It definitely doesn't help that I'm streaming this. You've found the compass. Compass thrown away. Right. That's a piece of equipment, I think. So I'm going to have to move the screen just so I can equip it. There we go. But yeah, you've got kind of like different magic and stuff in this game. Really should move this to the left a little bit so that I can, because I can see the comments a bit more clearly if I just move this a bit to the left. There we go. Right, let's get out of the menu. Yeah, I'm low on health, that's the one problem about this. So I'm probably gonna die. So basically what I'm gonna do is see if I can punch them, roll away, punch them again and roll away. Oh, I got stuck behind that pillar thing. Because it doesn't seem like you can stagger them or anything. That was one of the complaints that someone made about this game, that you can't stagger enemies. Now he's running away. Don't know if that hit him or not. Right, I killed him. This is going to be pretty difficult, is this? Like, with no potions, it is. But yeah, it's like, that's another thing. Like, I bet what the Square Enix conference is going to be is mostly going to be like Kingdom Hearts 3 is being delayed again, and like Final Fantasy 7 remake stuff, because we know that that's their next thing. Like, that's their next big thing. They're not going to make another Final Fantasy game for quite a while after 15. I don't think they will. I mean, it took them ages to get 15 released, so they're going to put all of their chips into Final Fantasy 7 remake, I'm betting. I think that's kind of how they see it. Like, they see it like it's a sure thing for them, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, people are going to buy it anyways. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, I've just got a potion the moment that you brought it up. Unfortunately, I have to move the screen to the left again just to use the potion. Because, yeah. Really, I should have two monitors one of these days, because it would make things so much easier. Especially for games like this where you can't, like, change the resolution. I mean, it's different with Space Engineers, because I could change the resolution of the screen, and I could minimize the screen so that it's like a smaller window, so I didn't have to like have the entire window like up, so I couldn't see the freaking screen. And unfortunately, some games are like that, which is a pain. More equipment. You know what that calls for. Right, there we go. I guess this is the most fitting game to play during E3, because it's a game that's going to take the piss out of everything Square Enix announces at E3, pretty much. Nice. Ooh, we got a gem. Can finally use some magic. There we go. So now we can shoot this, I guess. It's kind of like a... It's like the... whatchamacallit, the boomerang thing from Castlevania, I guess. Pretty neat. But yeah, I enjoyed Bloodstained. I thought that game was pretty cool. Like, it was a nice change, you know what I mean? Like, I think I've got a lot more hopes for like Ritual of the Night. Like, it's not like I didn't have any hope to begin with, because I was interested in it, but it's like I hadn't played any Castlevania games up until that point, so it's just like, well, I wanted to play them, but I never really got around to it until like I played Castlevania 4, then Symphony of the Night, and then I played Lord of Shadow, Mirror of Fate, and then I played Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. So yeah, I've been in a Castlevania mood recently, pretty much. Right, I don't even know what I'm equipping at this point, to be honest. I really don't. Okay, that's inferior. That's superior. And there's a potion, so I can equip that. But yeah, Symphony of the Night was also a really good game. I can totally see why people enjoyed that game. Like, a lot of the time when I play a popular game, I'm like, why do people enjoy this? You know what I mean? But with Symphony of the Night, I could totally see why people like that game. Like, at first it was kind of like, well, I enjoyed it, but I was like, I just saw it as just like, oh, the game's just going to be about like just whacking things and jumping around. But it was more than just that, because you had like, there were a lot of systems that the game had that made it more interesting, like, and intricate. Like, for example, you had the spells that you could cast and stuff, which were really cool. Yeah, it was a bit annoying to have to like do all of the like button combinations, but I did think it was pretty cool, considering the fact that it's not a fighting game and it's not like multiplayer. I thought, well, it's actually pretty cool, because it's just like, they managed to add more to the game despite the controller limitations, which is pretty cool. I like it when games do that. Unless they're like competitive multiplayer, in which case, like, I think multiplayer games should be simple, in my opinion, because if they're not simple, then people just aren't going to get into it. You have to keep multiplayer games as simple as possible, just to have a fair playing field, because if you don't, then, oh yeah, some of the weapons as well, like, for example, the rune sword, that's the weapon that I use most of the game. And the Crisagrim as well. Yeah, the rune sword was really cool. I basically finished the game using that weapon for the most part. And also it had the, like, familiars as well, which were pretty cool too. Like, it just had so much more depth than you would think at first, and when it opens up and you unlock all these things, it becomes more fun because it has a lot of features that just really seem to tie in well with the game. And I think most games fail to do what Castlevania Symphony of the Night did, because Castlevania Symphony of the Night was a winning formula. It managed to do something that most games would not get away with, because it actually knew what it was doing. It actually knew how to implement it. Like, for example, the RPG elements. Like, most games just throw them in there without any care or consideration put into it. They just think, oh, people like to, like, level up and stuff, so we might as well put that in our game. Whereas Castlevania Symphony of the Night, it worked, like, with the whole Metroidvania style in mind, in the sense that if you get lost in the game, you're still making progression because you're still leveling up, you know what I mean? And I like that idea. It's like, well, I don't know how to get past this area, but I can still kill more enemies and get stronger, and it's just like, you're always making progress, so it's built with that in mind. And even if you're lost, the game isn't really too difficult to figure out where you have to go. You just have to basically use trial and error. If you can't, like, you just basically have to go everywhere and explore everywhere until you find the right place. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of it. Like, you're always making progression regardless. If you take too long to find your way around, you're going to be a higher level. But if you don't, then you're going to be a lower level. But you'll get there quicker. So it adds different ways to play the game, and I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, like, it was interesting to see how much of an RPG Castlevania Symphony of the Night was, really, because you'd think that it wouldn't be that much of an RPG, but it kind of is. Like, that's the thing. Like, I was surprised to see how much RPG elements were in the game. It's not like you have basic upgrades, like you just upgrade your, like, no, I can't see the screen at all now. Right, there's a ring there. Better than my previous ring, so I'm going to use it. Screw it, I'll use this as well. I guess I'll need to use a healing potion too. But I have to move the screen to do it, for some reason. Yeah, that's the thing, like, that's what I liked about it. It's just like, everything, I mean, yeah, sure, there were some parts where I had to use a guide for, but, like, ultimately, if you want to finish the game, all you need to do is go to where Victor is, I guess, and that's it. Like, you get that ending, and that's it. So basically, you can get the ending where you didn't really explore everything and that lot, or you can get the true ending and stuff, so you can still finish the game even if you don't know where you're going. But yeah, I thought it was a really awesome game. I mean, I liked Castlevania 4, even though it was frustrating as hell. But I'm terrible at platformers, so that's why. But I thought Castlevania 4 was also pretty good too. Like, that game was pretty awesome, like, despite the fact that it really pissed me off as well. I really liked the visual aspect of that game. Like, it looked amazing. Like, for example, like, I liked the music equally as much in Castlevania 4 as I did in Symphony of the Night. And yeah, the music in Symphony of the Night, I think we can both agree, is really awesome, so The fact that I think the music in Castlevania 4 is equally as good says a lot about how good it is. I mean, it makes a lot of games that were released, even on the PS1, even in the PS1 era, look like a freaking joke to some degree. Not all games, but some games it does. Like, visually speaking, like, that game looks amazing. Yeah, like, the first music that plays in the first level is just amazing. Oh, thanks for that. Stupid sign, it got me killed by the explosion. But it's like Bloodstained Curse of the Moon had a bit of that, but it was a bit more fair about it. Well, it still had the old Castlevania bullshit, but it didn't feel as difficult because there wasn't a time limit. Hence the fact that I managed to exploit the game. But like, I think the time limit was part of the reason why old school Castlevanias were challenging, because you had to get there from one end to the other quickly. You had to finish the level very quickly. But yeah, the SNES sound chip, that thing is amazing even to this day. You can't, like, even though we have good music today with games, like, the SNES sound chip was unique. It was something that some days you just want to listen to some old school SNES music. You don't care about the modern stuff, but then you care about the modern stuff, obviously, but sometimes it's just good to go back to some old school SNES music. It's like, for example, yeah, I'm lost at the moment. It's like, for example, you want to listen to some Star Fox, so you play some Star Fox just to listen to the music. Like, the music in SNES games was just, like, brilliant. Like, it's like, if you play, like, a remaster of a game that was on the SNES, it's just not the same because you don't have that sound chip. I mean, it's like, for example, that's the one thing that I noticed about like, the difference between Castlevania 4 and, like, Symphony of the Night. Like, the sound chip, definitely. Like, the sound chip was just brilliant in 4. But in Symphony of the Night, it was kind of like, well, they made the most out of what they could with, like, the whole MIDI sort of soundtrack. And I think they did a really good job with it, considering the fact that, as I say, the music on PS1, in my opinion, like, music in general on PS1, is pretty limited to how good it can be. Although there are games that do well on PS1 soundtrack-wise, I wouldn't say that PS1 would be the best console for music, in my opinion. Like, because most of it just uses, like, MIDI music. And yeah, I'm not saying that it's always bad. There are exceptions, but, like, the MIDI music that it uses it just makes it feel a bit like, I mean, it's definitely more broad than the SNES, but I'm just not a big fan of it personally. But I like certain games that use it, like Symphony of the Night, for example. I definitely say that Symphony of the Night probably has my favourite soundtrack on the PS1, besides maybe Star Ocean 2 and Valkyrie Profile. Like, those probably the only two games that beat it soundtrack-wise, mainly because it's by Motoi Sakuraba, but aside from those two games, I'd say that Symphony of the Night is definitely up there on PS1. Yeah, I'm completely lost here. I have no idea where I'm going. This is the problem when you play games blind. You really have no idea where the hell you're supposed to go. And then you get lost, and then you think, well, couldn't you have given me, like, a more straightforward direction or something? Oh, wait, hang on a minute. I need to equip something. That means I have to go to the equipment screen. I didn't know I had to go to the equipment screen. But yeah, that's the thing about... Oh, God. I don't get this. Why is part of the screen missing? And I'm not as I say, I'm not talking about, like, because, like, I've moved the screen to the right. It's because, like, in windowed mode or something, like, you don't get the full screen, period. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. Right, here we go. Right, so now we should be able to make progress, I guess. I guess we do the same thing for this. can't believe it took me this long to figure this out. But you know what I'm like when it comes to these type, like getting lost in games. Like I'm like the king of getting lost in games. That's what I am. Like I'm like the grandmaster of getting lost in games. Like if there was a MLG Pro circuit for getting lost in games, I would be in it. Right, so now I have to kill this guy. It shouldn't be too hard if I can actually hit him with this one more time. Yeah, he's basically dead. Unfortunately, I completely missed with that one. Nope, that went well. Fortunately, I saved. Yeah, it definitely needs to be an esport. I would be freaking, I would be on the top of the freaking, I would be like top tier player if that was a thing, because it'd be like, well, I'd take half an hour to figure out where I need to go in every single game, and it's just like, yeah, it needs to be a thing so that I can make some money playing video games, because as we all know, like, why go to work when you can just play video games all day and get paid for it, you know what I mean? Didn't I get an amulet or something? I can't even see anymore. Have I got full inventory? Like, part of my inventory isn't even showing up. I don't know what that's about, but okay. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to equip that fire crystal, which is just on the edge of my screen. I can barely click it. Well, that would be pretty tough. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that would be a pretty tough matchup. But I think I might be able to just make it, because I still haven't beaten Street Fighter 2 on arcade mode. So, like, I got past one fight in arcade mode. One fight. So I can't get past the second battle of arcade mode in Street Fighter 2. Like, so he has competition, let's put it that way. But what I need to do is get a healing potion now. And I need to see if I can equip something. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, this is going to be a pain. Now I've got all this equipment that I can't get shut off. And I'm going to be a bit gimped now because I can't reach the other equipment for some reason. I don't even know if I'm leveling up or anything. It's just like, I know that I've got gear and stuff, but is there like a leveling, like skill tree or something? I don't know. Like, there's no prompt that says you leveled up yet, so I take it that I haven't leveled up, so right, let's just hit this guy up close, I guess. And now I need another potion. I mean, to be fair, Cuphead isn't the only tutorial that people haven't figured out, because the freaking lockpicking tutorial in Kingdom Come Deliverance was impossible. Like, there was no way you're gonna figure that out. Like, it's probably the hardest tutorial of all time. I don't think you're gonna ever get a tutorial harder than the lockpicking tutorial in Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's just not happening. Like, I ran out of lockpicks and he wasn't prepared to give me any more, so I failed the tutorial, and now I can't even use lockpicking. And it's just like, the one thing I wanted to do in Kingdom Come Deliverance was to just basically perform crimes and get away with it, because it's like, basically just be stealthy and get away with it, but I couldn't even do that. I mean, I suck at the combat in the game because, well, the combat's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculously hard, but at the same time, it's like I can't even do the stealth sections and stuff. Speaking of tutorials, Bossum, you should be aware of a lot of difficult tutorials, considering the fact that you're a big fan of Gran Turismo. Like, now that is a game that has some ridiculously hard tutorials. Like, I mean, I played Gran Turismo 2 and the tutorial just ridiculously hard tutorial. Like, I just didn't get it at all. Like, there is no Empire? Since when? Since when wasn't... Oh, I missed out on some gold. Great. Since when wasn't there an Empire? I thought there was an Empire, like, just a few minutes ago. Apparently we got the sword. So we can equip that now. Oh wait, we can't because the inventory screen. Yeah, this is pretty bad right now, so I'm gonna be gimped for the rest of this playthrough. I'll probably have to, like, play the game off screen, like off stream with, like, the screen, like, full screen at some point. Because I literally can't get any more. Don't know why that, like, slime went down. I honestly don't know why I have to go back here. Ah, the tests were optional in the PSP game. Yeah, I know there's another game that does it as well, like Test Drive Unlimited does it too. Like, freaking, like, I don't want my time to be wasted with tutorials. I just want to get started racing. Like, that's all I want to do. Right, so we go through here, or do we? I don't know. He seems to be lost. Like, now I'm stuck. Invisible wall, I don't know why. Look at how slow he walks. He runs like a constipated chicken. I take it this is the elevator. He looks like he badly needs a shit. The metalhead has gone mental again. Oh shit. Then I guess the bridge is gonna fall or something. I don't know. Maybe not. So we have to escort constipated guy to elevator so that he can take a shit, I guess. Right. I'm forgetting the controls already. What's this? Don't know what that is. Yeah, like, the freaking licenses were the one turn off for me when it came to, like, Gran Turismo. Like, to be fair, the only Gran Turismo game I've played is 2, but the licenses were the biggest problem for me. Like, I just wanted to get straight to racing. I didn't want to mess around with licenses. I mean, I kind of get it because it's a sim and it's like you need to know how to play it, and well, I suck at them anyways, but it was still kind of annoying. Has anyone ever told you that you have a very strange concept of what an exit is? Alright, because I know there's other racing sims out there that don't have it. But that's one thing that did annoy me, like freaking tutorials. Oh shit. Wait, wasn't the slime down there or something? But yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a pain to like get all this equipment and stuff. It's something I'm gonna have to do off screen, I guess. Like, because I can't do it when I'm streaming, unfortunately. So, where do we go now? Now I have to move the screen again. Ah, there's a rifle. Right, let's move this back here. There we go. So, where do we go now? That's the question. I guess we'll just talk to him. Your people, you... Yeah, I really don't care about this shit. Your whole race is only 2 years old and you talk, read and perform magic. Right. So, anything else? Nope. Shall I just leave? Save and leave? I guess so. Ah, right, so... Oh, shit. Enemies. This is going well. Yeah, this game will be a lot easier to play when I'm not streaming, to be honest. Definitely would be, because I literally have to move the screen every single time I enter the inventory screen. I don't know how to hotkey, and I don't think I can hotkey at this point, so yeah. Considering the inventory screen. Oh nice, I froze him. See, I don't know if I'll be streaming this for much longer, to be honest, considering the fact that I really can't equip anything else. I'm gonna have to play it off stream just so that I can, like, as I say. Don't know what this box is for. Oh, it explodes. But yeah, like, I think this game, like, I'm interested to see what it's got to say about itself, but yeah, it's definitely a bit rough around the edges. At least so far, but it might get a little better. I don't know, like, I still think it's got some promise. But so far, it's just a bit of a faff. I'm gonna have to, as I say, play it off stream to see if it actually holds up, see if it's actually good. Because at this point, like, it doesn't seem to be designed for streaming at all. You know what I mean? It's the one problem with it. But I do have another theory crafting video that I'm working on, and this game might be relevant to it, so I don't know, maybe I'll get some footage out of this stream, I don't know. I can use the fireballs to kill him. Why didn't I think of that before? Oh shit. But yeah, like as I say, like, I did come up with an idea for theory crafting, but so I can't open this anymore for some reason. Oh well. But yeah, like, that's the thing about it, you see, like, I want to do other things on the channel as well, but I'm just trying to think of what I can do, what would be worth doing at the same time. So, but even though I do have a theory crafting that let's put it this way, I've got the audio recording, I just need footage for it, so it's all done, I just need the footage. But it's just like, I don't know, like, if I want to carry on doing theory crafting, to be honest. Like, there are a few ideas that I could do with it, but if I keep doing it, but at the same time, it's like, is it worth doing it? That's the question. I mean, I just have to see how well the new one does, I guess, because I think the latest one is going to probably be a bit more interesting, and a lot of people might think it's very obvious, but a lot of people might disagree with it. I want to see what people think about it. That looks pretty nasty. Right, so that's a... Right, I have to move past this thing, I guess, before it hits me. There we go. Young Herald is nothing but a pile of trash. Oh shit. To be a bit more careful. And not dodge into the table. That would be really nice if I didn't do that. Seems like mana regenerates, but health doesn't, apparently. But yeah, as for, like, other games, as I was saying, like, I thought Mirror of Fate was alright. I don't think it was anything special, though. Like, I think it filled the kind of, like, void, like the Castlevania void, but it didn't really go above and beyond. Let's put it that way. Like, it would have been nice if, like, if it had, like, better secrets to find, like equipment and that lot. I think that's the one thing that it didn't have that Symphony of the Night had, like the ability to find new, like, equipment and stuff, which was pretty cool, and it didn't have the familiars and stuff, so it was kind of just like a bit generic, you know what I mean? But I don't think it was bad. I think the controls could have been better, because I did play the 3DS version, but, like, it could have been worse, and I think it was alright. The game was actually fairly short, to be honest. Oh, fuck. Knew that thing was going to hit me at some point. The question is, where do I go now? I haven't got a clue, to be honest. Right, I'm gonna just get another potion, I guess. Still can't open this chest, apparently. Yeah, like, it's okay. It's nothing. I think a lot of people say it's okay. If you just want more Castlevania, I guess you're getting more Castlevania with it. So that's kind of what it is. But if you're not wanting more Castlevania, then yeah. I mean, the way I see it is it's cheap as well. But as I say, and if you want to get a game on handheld that's cheap, it's probably your best option, if you know what I mean. Unless you have a hacked handheld. I don't know how I got through there. 'Cause, 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 But yeah, I've been playing a few, like, racing games recently. The reason why I decided to play some Need for Speed recently was because I wanted to do something a bit different, stream-wise, because, like, a lot of my streams were just kind of, like, a bit too similar, and I wanted to do something different and talk about games that I don't usually talk about, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I want to do with a lot of the streams as well, play games that I don't usually talk about. I mean, obviously games that I do talk about as well, but I want to try and go back to games that I wasn't interested in before, or, like, as I say, was interested in but don't really talk about. But I also do want to go back and stream more of my favourite games as well, at some point. So, it's just like, I've thought about doing more of certain games, but yeah, I'm going to have to actually move the screen to see what's going on here. Okay, so I just have to activate this book, I guess. Or not. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go now. But yeah, it's like, not completely sure what I want to stream next after this, but I don't think I'll be streaming this again, to be honest, because the game doesn't really work well with streaming. It really doesn't. But I can at least show some gameplay, I suppose, and then maybe it'll give me something to use as video footage. Because that's the thing as well about my streams, that, like, it's good to get footage for recording, because I absolutely hate recording footage. I really do. I mean, I'm going to have to get more footage than just this for the theory crafting video, so it's still going to take a while to do. But, as I say, it's kind of like, I might use some of this, who knows. But I want to see, like, because this is kind of like a test to see some things in my theory, to be honest. But at the same time, like, the whole idea of theory crafting is that it's not absolute, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I thought it would be a good topic to talk about, because I think if you look at it with just like absolutes, because there's no such thing as like absolute truths, you know what I mean? Like, there's no exact way as to how a game is made. A game is made in a way that people want to make it. But the whole idea of it is that it's like an idea as to how it could, like, for example, if you're not wanting to focus on a specific thing, you might think of doing something else for, like, better effect. And that's kind of the way I look at it. It's like, maybe you're not looking to make a game that's, like, maybe you're just looking to make a game, but you need something to just fill in the gaps, and you need a way of doing it. And that's why that's the way I look at it. It's just like, if you want to cater to someone, then this might be an effective way, and that's kind of how I look at it, in a way. But it's not an absolute way. It's just an idea that I think would work, if that makes sense. I mean, that's another thing, that's another reason why I want to play more games, because I want to see what other games do, because there's a lot of games out there that a lot of people don't talk about, but they should be talking about. For example, it's like Chaos Legion does some really cool stuff for a 3D beat-em-up. So does God Hand, but people only look at like Devil May Cry, when really they should be looking at all of them, because all of the games have like unique aspects that make them really stand out. And if you use these aspects like properly, like regardless of whether they're flawed or not, if you can execute them well, then maybe you can make something really good. But if you just copy off one specific game, you're not going to get anywhere, you know what I mean? But I think when it comes to game design these days, it comes down to game developers playing games that nobody else plays and taking ideas from them rather than playing the games that everyone's played. And I think that might be one of the things that could be holding a lot of indie developers back. It's like, for example, you see this game, like how it shows Tidus and like Cloud in the game, like as parodies. It could contain parodies of other characters in other games. You know what I mean? Like games that nobody's heard of. But it's not going to do that, is it? Because everyone's heard of Tidus and Cloud. But it could actually put in other like characters from other games, like Shadow Hearts or something. Like if you think about it, and obviously it's not going to do it, but it's just an example of what I mean. It's just like if you play more games, you get more ideas. But if you don't play many games, then you're going to feel like you've not got many ideas, and that's kind of the issue. And I think indie developers, they know that something's wrong and they're trying to do something, but some of them don't really have much inspiration, I think. And they looked at the big games and they're just looking at what the big games do. Some games are not, but I think at the same time they're not really going far enough with it. I can put my own name. Yeah, we won't see Yuri in this game, unfortunately. It would have been awesome, though. I mean, Yuri would fit in really well with a game like this. Now, I take it Kree is the rat guy. Oh, he's disappeared. Good thing I have save points everywhere. Oh, maybe I can check his diary now. Oh, nice. Right, I guess I'll open this now. For some reason I can't open it. I have no idea why. I think I might actually be able to skill up, to be honest. Ability tree. Let's have a look at this. Right, what have we got here? We've got earth spells, ice spells, fire spells. Cool. Bee water. So we have earth, water and fire. Where's wind? To be honest, I don't know any of these spells, so I'm not even going to bother yet. I'll upgrade when I'm off stream. That'll be the best idea. But yeah, it's like there's so many things that games could do these days and try different ideas, but then rather than trying different ideas, they're instead trying to look for like the common old games, and they're all like the old school common games. There are a few that are inspired by some of the more niche ones, like for example Indivisible, which is more inspired by Valkyrie Profile. Funnily enough, that's become kind of a commodity, really, as Valkyrie Profile clones, because we haven't, and I think it's because we haven't seen a Valkyrie Profile. I think that's why. And yeah, like because it, like, if developers aren't willing to make a game, then indie developers will take ideas from that game. But I think it should be a case of like taking ideas from multiple games, but at the same time, like coming up with your own. to really make it stand out. Like, it's one thing taking inspiration from other games, but you've really got to add your own flair to it at the same time. It's like Warcraft, for example, takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of things. Like, it takes inspiration from like Warhammer. It takes inspiration from like, well, that's the thing. It has countless writers who do countless things. It's like the writer of like Dragonlance, Richard Nark, has infected Warcraft with his dragons, like elf morphing dragons. So now you have like characters that like elves that can transform into dragons, which is just freaking weird as fuck. But that's what he's done. Like, he's put this stuff into Warcraft, and ever since then, now we have dragons that can transform into elves and vice versa in the Warcraft series. And he also added a character into the game, like, just for his own, just because why not? He's just gonna, like, I'm gonna put my own character in this game, and yeah, and ever since then, Blizzard are like, yeah, we'll just let his character be in this game, fuck it. And it's kind of like, there's a lot of things, like, it's kind of a clusterfuck of ideas. That's what Warcraft is. I mean, I think in Warcraft 3 it worked pretty well, but now it's kind of like, now you have Mr. Pandaria, where pandas have their own freaking nation, and like there's like pandas that stand on 2 feet and shit. It's just ridiculous. Pandas really barely had any relevance in Warcraft 3. Like, there were panda enemies, but they weren't walking on 2 feet, and there was a panda in Broommaster Hero, but that was supposed to be a like funny Easter egg, not actual lore. But now they've tried to take it seriously, and it's just like, what the fuck? I've only been a go for 5 minutes and I only want to smack the crap out of my people. Right, so I have to basically kill this thing now. That'll be fun. Whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, there's no lock on, by the way, so you have to shoot in the direction you're told to shoot, and that's it. Which could be problematic. All I can do is pray that he doesn't hit me. Because I don't know where he is. I can only see half of my screen at this point, which is a bit of a pain. I'm not dealing much damage to him, am I? Yeah, I'm basically just relying on ranged attacks here. I think after I finish this guy, I'll probably end up calling it a stream, because there's really not much I can do besides, like, using, like, there's not much I can do in terms of equipment and upgrading shit. And I think that I'm going to have a hard time with the game as a result if I don't, like, do it off stream where I can actually see the full screen. So I'm going to have to mess with the screen in this game, because windowed mode just fucks it up. It really does. So I can't play in windowed mode, which is a shame. But yeah. But as I say, this game did have a lot of complaints about, like, the options and shit. Yeah, this is going to take a bit, but I think I can do it. Just keep shooting fireballs at him, and He should be dead. Occasionally just whack him in the face. But yeah, I don't know, maybe E3's, at least one of the conferences will probably be over by now. Because I remember seeing one of them, I think it was Microsoft, that was on at like 1 o'clock. And it's, well, at least in my time, that's what it is at the moment. So. Well, that's what it was for me at the time, so maybe in the US it's still going to happen, I don't know. But or maybe it hasn't even happened yet, I don't know. But if it hasn't happened, then that's a good thing, because it means that you missed out on the Microsoft conference and you didn't have to watch it. Because we all know that the Microsoft conference is going to be a lot of bullshit anyways. Like, what have they got to show? Like, absolutely bugger all. I'm having a hard time right now. A very hard time defeating this motherfucker. The lack of a lock-on is a bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie, it is. Oh shit. Better avoid that thing. I guess you don't really need one, but it would definitely help if you had one. Maybe it's because I've only got half the screen, that's probably why actually. Oh shit. Gonna need to use another potion. But yeah, this game does look promising. I just think that, as I say, it's not a stream game. It definitely isn't. I just hope and pray that my magic is actually hitting him. There we go. Oh, he's gonna use his laser. Thank God I have projectile magic though. Really handy in this fight. Yeah, the combat seems alright, to be honest. It doesn't seem too bad. Feels more actiony than RPG so far though. The mana regenerates pretty quickly by lots of it. Yeah, we got him. Or did we? What? Loading final protocol. Hit it with a stick or something. I've been hitting it for the last half an hour and he doesn't give a fuck. Run? What do we do? I've used every single one of my spells, so basically I have to... Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Fuck you and your idiotic sense of humour. Whatever you do down here. Erudition is the way, or becomes stronger. I don't even know what erudition means, so I'm just going to say become stronger. He's about to inadvertently destroy the world. What the fuck just happened with the paving there? Like, he walked the other way and then he walked around the throne and then back. Why? Shouldn't we have told him that we store our explosives up there? I hope. Oh god. Who the hell is Gertrude Plien? Yeah, I can't even see the text there. I don't even know what that is. I can't even see it on the screen. Maybe you can see it, but I can't. Oh shit, the undead have returned. Anyways, I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to grab these potions. Yeah, I'm going to call it here because there's really not much else that I can do until I get my inventory, like full access to my inventory, so yeah. Thanks for watching, Borsum. I'll see you later when I do another stream. And I'll probably see you on Discord as well, so yeah. See ya.